8 signs of a serial monogamist. Serial monogamists have serious difficulty tolerating being single and want relationships to move quickly into a deeper partnership, even if those relationships aren't going to last. In many cases, serial monogamy can lead to unhealthy relationships and less fulfillment from life overall. Hi, I'm Krista Jordan, and I'm a licensed clinical psychologist specializing in relationships. Let's review some signs to see if you might be a serial monogamist. Here are 8 signs that you might be a serial monogamist. 1. There's barely any daylight between the ending of one relationship and the beginning of the next. If it's only been a few days or a few weeks, it's probably not time to jump into another serious commitment. Number 2, you get upset by the idea that the person that you're dating may not want to be exclusive, even if it's only your second date. Serial monogamists have a tendency to push for premature commitment from others. 3, you've been engaged 3 or more times without getting married. Because serial monogamists try to push for premature commitment, often their relationships aren't on solid footing, and so while they might make it to engagement, they often don't make it all the way to marriage. But that doesn't stop a serial monogamist, because this is really the only kind of relationship they know how to have, so they're just going to replicate that pattern over and over. Sign number 4, you want the person you're dating to move in right away, and you have a pattern of doing that with all your partners. Again, pushing for a premature commitment and trying to accelerate the relationship on a really fast time frame. 5, your friends and family say things like, "You're never single," or "You could never be alone." Serial monogamists are really uncomfortable being by themselves. They want to grab onto a partner and push fast to get that relationship to a serious point. Number 6, partners describe you as clingy and insecure, often because subconsciously you know that the relationship hasn't taken its time to build a solid foundation, and so you feel chronically insecure. Number 7, require constant reassurance in the relationship, and this can really burn partners out. Sign number 8, you've been married for more than a few times without losing any spouses through death. Of course, there are different reasons why a person might have had several marriages, but one of them could be that they're pushing for marriage too early in the relationship without building a proper foundation. Then when that relationship fails, instead of learning their lesson and slowing down, they just move forward into another fast relationship and push it to the altar too. If you've had several marriages, it's possible you might be a serial monogamist. When serial monogamists date, they typically won't engage in one-night stands or participate in the kinds of behaviors we'd associate with hookup culture. Remember, what they're really comfortable with is feeling like they're in a committed partnership. So they don't want to mess around with the superficial one-night stands or fly-by-night relationships, because those don't really offer them the type of security that they're looking for in a commitment from someone. Instead of hooking up, a serial monogamist will almost immediately bring the person that they're dating home to meet their parents and be talking about things like marriage and children and making future plans with them. But despite all of this optimistic talk about a grand future, serial monogamous relationships are often not destined for success. In fact, they may break up sometimes within a few weeks or a few months, and again, they move on to the next person because this is basically the only relationship template that they have. The bottom line is, if you think serial monogamy is continually landing you in unhealthy and unfulfilling relationships, which could be starting to affect your mood and your overall satisfaction with life, you might want to consider talking to a therapist. Therapists are great at helping us learn about and unravel our patterns that can be unhealthy, and then learn how to implement new patterns that are more healthy, that can lead to a longer lasting, more stable and successful future.